we have started the topic that was the structure and functions of cell organelles. And we have discussed about the variety of organelles, like we have started from the nucleus and ended till lysosome. So in today's video, we are going to discuss about the next organelle, that is the mitochondria and the centriole. So in today's video, we are going to discuss about their structure, we are going to discuss about their function and about their location. So let's move towards the very first organelle, that is the mitochondria. Okay, G. We will see that how the mitochondria looks like, means inside the cell, what is the appearance of mitochondria. So when you are going to see the mitochondria inside the cell, it looks like that it is an spherical, rod-like, and elongated tiny organelle. Tiny organelle means that it is having the size that is very small, it is having the shape that is just like the sphere, and it is having the rod-like appearance. Rod-like appearance means that it is long and cylindrical. So this is the appearance of mitochondria inside the cell. But when we're going to examine the mitochondria under the electron microscope, what we are going to see? So when we examine the mitochondria under an electron microscope, we will see that mitochondria is a membrane-bounded organelle. But now the question is that whether it is a single membrane-bounded organelle or a double membrane-bounded organelle. So it is a double membrane-bounded organelle. It is bounded by the two membranes. It is a double membrane-bounded organelle bounded by two membranes. The very first membrane is the outer membrane, as you can see here in the diagram, the outer membrane. And the outer membrane is smooth, means you can see here the smooth appearance of the outer membrane. The second one membrane is the inner membrane, and the inner membrane is not smooth. As you can see here, the inner membrane has many enfoldings. As you can see here, the enfoldings, and the inner membrane is folded to form the cristae. As you can see here in the diagram, that this is the inner membrane, and inner membrane is not smooth. It has many enfoldings, and these enfoldings are known as the cristae. Now, what's the purpose of cristae inside the mitochondria? The purpose of cristae is that it is to increase the surface area. So, as you can see here, the surface area will be increased with the help of these enfoldings. And whenever there will be more surface area, the more amount of the biochemical reactions will be going to occur there. So, first of all, we will discuss that mitochondria is a double membrane bounded organelle. The outer membrane, that is the smooth, the inner membrane that is having many enfoldings like cristae that increase the surface area, and inside the cristae we are having the fluid. We are having the liquid part of the mitochondria, as you can see here. And these liquid part, this fluid of the mitochondria is known as the matrix. And matrix contains ribosomes, that is the granular body, that is the organelle, and it also contains the mitochondrial DNA. And we know about the DNA that it is a biomolecule and it stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. So now move towards that mitochondrial solution. As we have discussed, that the liquid part of the mitochondria is known as the matrix, and it contains the ribosomes, enzymes, and DNA. Now let's discuss about the function of mitochondria. We know that each and every organelle is specific for the performance of a function. So mitochondria is performing which type of function? Let's see. Basically, mitochondria is known as the powerhouse of the cell. But the question is that why we are calling it as the powerhouse of the cell? So let's see. We are calling mitochondria as a powerhouse of the cell because it produces energy. It produces energy in the form of ATP. And ATP here stands for adenosine triphosphate. We can call mitochondria as a powerhouse of the cell because it supplies power to the cell in the form of energy, that is the ATP. And in the presence of this ATP, each and every organelle is performing its function. Without ATP, The organelles, they can't perform their specific function because they need energy to do function. And now we will move towards the next organelle, that is the centriole. First of all, we will look at what is the location of centriole. So it is located on the outer surface of the nucleus. And we know about the nucleus that the central part of the cell is known as the nucleus. And on the outer surface of the nucleus, we are having the organelle, that is the hollow, and cylindrical, that is the centriole. For example, as you can see here in the diagram, the central part is the nucleus, and on the outside, we are having the organelle, that is the centrosome. Now let's discuss about the centrosome. What is centrosome? So we can call centrosome as when two centrioles, they are located at a right angle to each other, they collectively form the centrosome. For example, you can see here the two centriole, the first centriole and the second centriole. And these two centrioles, they are located at a right angle to each other. Means that they are present perpendicular to each other. So when they are going to present perpendicular to each other, they are collectively known as the centrosome. Now we will discuss about the structure of centrioles. That how it is made up of? So it is made up of the triplet of microtubule. Microtubule is a tube-like structure, small tube-like structure as you can see here. And the centriole, it is a triplet of microtubule. Means that microtubule is present in the form of triplet. As you can see here in the diagram, the 1 microtubule, 2 and 3. They are present in the form of triplet. And these triplet of microtubules, they will arrange together in the form of hollow cylinder. As you can see here, these triplets, they will going to arrange together in the form of hollow cylinder. And this cylinder is hollow from inside. Hollow means empty. So this is the structure of centriole. Now we will discuss about the function of centriole, that which kind of the function it is performing inside the cell. So its main function is that it is involved in cell division. And we know about the cell division, that it is the process by which the cell divides into the two daughter cell. Parent cell divides into the two daughter cell is known as the cell division. Now what will happen before the cell division? What will happen? The centrioles, they are going to duplicate. The centrioles, they will give rise to its identical, its original copy. As you can see here, the one centriole, it will duplicate, it will give rise to its identical copy. It will divide into two. And when this division is completed, then each pair of the centriole will migrate. Migrate means it will move towards the opposite side of the nucleus. As you can see here, the two centrioles, when they are going to divide, when they will duplicate, they will move to the opposite side of the nucleus. One on this side and one on this side. And what they will going to do on the opposite side of the nucleus? They will give rise to the spindle fibers. The spindle fibers are formed between them. As you can see here, the pair of centriole, one on this side and one on this side, and they will give rise to the thread-like structures that is known as the spindle fibers. Now the question is that, what is the function of spindle fiber? Spindle fibers, they basically provide the point for the attachment of chromosomes during the cell division. And they are also involved in equally dividing the chromosome into the two daughter cells. So this is about the function of centriole. So this is all about our two organelles, that is the mitochondria and centriole. This is all about our today's video. Thank you.